What if I told you that there was not only an easy way to keep track of your business income or YouTube income, but a way that is virtually free as well? In this video, I'm going to show you how I track my YouTube income for tax purposes from an accounting standpoint and give you a bunch of other tips along the way. You will see what type of income I generate from YouTube ad revenue with 20 to 25,000 subscribers and how I track it for accounting and tax purposes. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you. I am truly grateful for all the support that each and every one of you show on this channel, your comments, your questions, that you share my videos. It just means the world to me. And this thank you for helping the channel reach 25,000 subscribers. It's truly a dream come true, and I love doing this. And I love being able to give out as much free information as I possibly can to help you guys in different areas of your life. If this is the first time you're checking out the channel, what you'll find here on Money and Life TV is we make videos around finances, investing, taxes, and life. Now, I will tell you the income I'm going to show you on screen right now. It's from me posting basically one video per week over a 2.5 year time span. That's how I've achieved these results. And generally, every once in a while, I'll post 2 videos in a week, but 95% of the time, I'm only able to post 1 video per week. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, I'm going to show you my income on screen right now for the year of 2019, just from YouTube. If you like today's video, make sure you drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing or comment down below. Now, a lot of people have videos on how much they make on YouTube, and that's great. Okay, but I don't want this focus of this video to be necessarily on, oh, look how much I'm making. That's not really the focus of this video. I respect your time, and I know you take time out of your day to watch these videos. So I want to introduce an educational element into this video, and that is how I, a CPA, I've been doing accounting for, like 8 years now, 8+ years, how I track this revenue from an accounting standpoint and for tax purposes. And especially if you're thinking of starting a business, I think having this type of knowledge or just having some of these tips or tidbits in mind, it's going to help you from a business standpoint. And that's why I want to make the main focus of this video more or less about taxes and accounting and not so much just about, hey, look what I'm making. Quick reminder, guys, that the template you're seeing on screen is something I've created, and the template, you can download it for free for yourself. I'll link a Dropbox link below, so make sure to check it out. I'll also link up the original video of how this spreadsheet works. But let's continue on and let's go into the detail here. So now this is the 3rd year I've been doing YouTube. I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and like I said, I mainly just post 1 video per week. It starts off slow, but then it builds. And so the more videos you post, the larger the following you build based on watch time, engagement, not so much from subscribers, but just other things. There's several factors that go into how much you get paid from YouTube ad revenue. And I just want to let you know that if you're thinking about doing YouTube, if you have ever been curious, you can qualify for monetization if you have 1,000 subscribers or more, okay, 1,000 or more, and you have accumulated within 1 year 4,000 hours of watch time. And once you've done that, you can basically apply for monetization, or you'll start to receive monetization on your videos. And once your AdSense revenue account hits $100, what's going to happen is it's going to pay that money out to you once it reaches $100 or more. And that money comes to you from Google. It's a direct deposit, and it says Google on it, so it's pretty cool. And that's a direct deposit into your bank account on the 21st of every month. And that's how it's worked for me, and that's how it can work for you. Of course, it won't pay out the money until your account has reached at least $100 in ad revenue. Now, I started off this year of 2019 with only 11,250 subscribers. Now it's above 25,000. Then thanks to all of your support and for sharing these videos. And so far we've made, from a gross revenue standpoint, we've made $7,308. And so we're averaging, through August, about $913 a month, roughly. And this income is most of it comes from my previous videos I've produced in the past. But in July, I'll make the money I make in July, which just passed, I made $1,071.50 in ad revenue for the month of July. but that money won't hit the bank account until August, which is why I've put July's revenue in August. So that's how it works. So January's revenue, it's really December of 2018's revenue, because it's always a month behind. You have to wait a month before that money hits your account. So that's how it works. But from a net income perspective, guys, even with expenses taken into consideration, we've netted over $6,200 this year. And this is what I want to go into detail about, is just kind of how I keep track of my expenses. Now, using the spreadsheet makes it really easy. And remember, the true value of this video for you is not what I make. Who cares what I make? Honestly, who cares? But it's how you can, it gives you an idea of how to go about accounting for your business. If you want to start a business, whether it's YouTube or whatever else it may be, this is a simple way to do it, and it's drastically inexpensive. It's very inexpensive to do it this way. Let's start off with how I organize my expenses. So as you can see, with a YouTube channel, which if somebody says they do YouTube, what they're actually saying is the official business title, the formal business title is they're doing internet publishing and broadcasting. That's what they're actually doing. They're actually publishing videos on the internet. That's what they do. And there's a couple different expense categories I have here that I use to run my channel. So I have equipment purchases, they're mainly small equipment purchases. So unless something is over $2,500, I'm not going to put it on a depreciation schedule. I'm just going to expense it, which is totally fine to do under the tax law. Now, there's office supplies, which I might buy. There's gifts and promotions sometimes I might do a promotion later on in the future. I also have internet expenses that I pay, and I've allocated about 30% for business use, because without the internet, I would not be able to do this channel. It is absolutely required for me to have, and so that for that reason, for that purpose, I deduct part of that as a business expense. The other 70% of it, I just say, okay, that's my personal use. I'm not going to be aggressive. I'm not going to deduct that. There's software and license fees I pay, and sometimes there's wall art or decor I put up, like the canvas screens behind me and other things. But those are my general expenses. Now, the way I go about organizing this is I actually like to keep everything electronic. That's how I like to operate. So let's say I go to Staples, which I did recently, and I purchased some office supplies. Well, I don't like to hold on to receipts because I'm going to lose paper. I'm a type of person, if you give me paper, I'm just going to misplace it somewhere, or it's going to pile up in my closet, and I don't want that.
My wife certainly doesn't want that to happen.
So what I like to do is I write on the receipt, and let me open this up real quick so you can see it zoomed in. So there's that receipt that I'm holding in my hand. I write office supplies or what it is, and office supplies relates directly to my expense category on my spreadsheet here. See, office supplies, $4.32. So that's how that connects. And I just say this is for my 2019 tax year, tax form Schedule C. And in the future, if you want me to do a video on how to fill out the Schedule C, I will gladly do so. I'll give you some tips. But I'm not going to do that in this video because that's a whole nother ballgame. So as you guys can see, I like to take pictures of my receipts and I like to place them within my computer on a flash drive. And I keep everything organized this way just so I don't have any issues. I would show you guys some other receipts, but it has my address on there, and obviously for confidentiality reasons and privacy reasons, I would prefer not to show you guys that. So what I'll do is, if I don't have a physical receipt, I'll just print it as a PDF from the internet, like from Amazon or from the website where I'm expensing or incurring those expenses, and I'll store them in these folders. And that way I have all my receipts in one place electronically. And if I want to print them out, I can, but I don't need to. There's no reason for me to have to do that. But if I was ever audited, I would have all my proof right here, neatly organized, and it's not going to take up any other space in my house. And the only thing I use as a work paper for my tax return in order to help me prepare my Schedule C tax form is this spreadsheet, and that's what I do. So that's how I organize it from a tax perspective. Now, the spreadsheet, I'm not going to go into too much detail of how this works, but I have a tab for each type of expense. And actually, I have too many expenses listed here, but so if I buy office supplies, I'm going to come to the office supply tab and I'm going to type in the date of purchase. So I purchased this on July 13th of 2019, and that's when I bought my office supplies. And I have my supply expense right there at $4.32. And all this is linked. All this information is linked to the front page of the profit and loss by month, so it flows automatically to the front of this. So like here, just recently, I bought the Elgato green screen on July 19th for $139.94. Well, that's a business expense, so I can fully write that off and fully deduct it against my YouTube revenue. And so that's something I use. And as you can see, if I go down here, you can see how this totals up by month. Total equipment purchases so far for the year is $222. If I go to my profit and loss by month, my total equipment purchases right here is $222, and it all ties, it all reconciles. So the information will flow from one sheet to the other, but by having these separate tabs, I can insert the date of when I purchased these things and keep better track of it that way. Now, a common question people have when they're seeing stuff like this on business income or YouTube ad revenue, it's like, how do you pay taxes on this? Or what do you pay taxes on when you make this money? So what do you guys think? Do you think I pay taxes on this, the $7,300, or do you think I pay taxes on the net, the $6,200? Well, I can tell you right now, I pay taxes on the net income. So if you have a business, you're going to pay taxes on your net business income. That's how it works. So currently, if I made no more money the rest of the year and I didn't have any other expenses, I would pay taxes on $6,200. The video I released last week that talked about tax estimates, that video covers all of this in detail of how that is taxed. But I would pay taxes on this $6,200. I would pay taxes on that at my marginal tax rate for federal and state, and I would pay self-employment tax, which is 7.65%. That's my net portion of my self-employment tax. So basically, 30% of this goes to the government. That's how that works for me. It sucks, but that's how it works. And of course, throughout the year, as I'm making this money, which is not accounted for in my paycheck at my job, I'm paying in tax estimates quarterly to the IRS or to the Franchise Tax Board if it's necessary. And for me, I do have a couple payments coming up in September that I need to make. Now, just quickly, what's nice about running your own business, whether it's a YouTube channel or whether it's something else, is you can, if you can think of things that you can use in your business or to help you potentially generate more revenue, add more value to your customers, whatever it may be, you can find easy ways for tax deductions. And most tax deductions, they're very easy to get. You just keep it simple. And what I mean by keep it simple is if you just go after things you're going to need, you're going to use anyways, you might as well purchase them. It's going to help drive down your revenue for taxes. And now, I wouldn't encourage somebody to spend $1 to save a quarter. I'm not talking about that. Don't go spend $1 to save just 25 cents on tax. That doesn't make sense. But if you have a business and you want to drive your expenses down, if you want to drive your business income down so you pay less taxes, think of things you need for your business. Do you need more equipment? Do you need office supplies? Do you have to travel to a conference that's related to your business? Do you have to travel to a client? Do you have internet expenses? Do you have business use of home expenses, which I do? So that's something I'm going to put on here when I'm doing my tax return, is I'm going to use business use of home. So there's certain things you can do that is very simple that help you reduce your taxable business income, and that's what I recommend. And if you guys want to see, I'll make a very detailed video about simple tax deductions you can use for your business. Let me know if you'd like to see that in the comment section down below, and I'd be happy to produce a video all around just business deductions in general. Since my channel is currently not under an LLC or in a corporate structure, I report all of that income at the moment on a Schedule C that looks like this. But I wanted to show you guys this because this is the form that I use for my YouTube channel, or when I'm reporting my income and expenses for tax time. That's what I use because I'm not incorporated. I'm just a sole proprietor at this point. I'm just about to show you how my YouTube income has progressed. But before I forget to mention it, if you have a business and you're generating a good amount of revenue, like in the thousands of dollars, and you're thinking, oh, I better pay some estimated tax payments, but I'm not sure how, I have 3 videos on tax estimates that's going to walk you through the full process. I'm going to link all 3 of those videos down below. I have videos to show you how to make estimated tax payments, how to do it step by step. I make all of my tax estimate payments online because I like to be paperless as much as possible. I have videos that go over the basic rules of estimated taxes. And I also just most recently, or last week, I created a very, very detailed video about how to go about calculating your estimated tax payment for each quarter, or just to give you a rough idea. So I got tons of videos on that, and I have other videos on taxes if you're looking for more information on that. Okay, so let me just chat with you briefly now about what type of income I've made on YouTube over the past few years, and just to be crystal clear with you guys and transparent. So my first whole year on YouTube, and some of you have heard this before, but when I first started in January of 2017, I worked the whole year doing one video per week roughly. I made a whopping $140 or $141, something like that. Then in 2018, the channel really started to grow and pick up speed at that point. And I was starting in January of 2018, I believe the channel was sitting at about 800 subscribers. Well, that year, let me pull up the spreadsheet. I was able to start tracking that for tax purposes in 2018. And in 2018, let me make sure you guys can see this. In 2018, here we go. I made a total of $4,358. That was my gross income from that year. And my net profit was $2,900.41 for tax purposes. So I went from making $140 roughly in my first year to over $4,000 in my second year. And now in 2019, the way things are going, we could potentially make close to $10,000 by year end, which would be incredible. And so I wanted to show you that if you're going to do a business, whether it be YouTube or something else, consistency really pays off. And I want to share that with you because I hope you can see I'm truly not a person. I'm not going to try to sell you on some gimmick. I'm not going to try to push products on you all the time. I just want to give you guys honest and clear information. And that's what I do. Everything I've ever produced on this channel has been 100% free. I've never charged a dime for anything I do, of all the time I've spent making these videos and these educational videos. So it truly means a lot to me to even be able to have this opportunity, and I am so grateful for every one of you who have followed my videos, who interact with me over the internet. It's a lot of fun. I learn a ton from you, and hopefully you learn a ton from me. But I wanted to share this video with you for, like I said, not the purpose of this showing you, oh, look how much I make. Oh, I drive a Bentley, or which I don't drive a Bentley, but just to show you how I go about as a CPA, a very inexpensive way to keep track of my books and records, and show you how I organize my receipts for tax purposes. Keep things simple, keep things easy to follow and organized. And so when it comes time to prepare my taxes, this stuff is a cakewalk. I'm literally taking I summarize all these information from these receipts on my spreadsheet here. And I use these totals to fill out my tax form, the Schedule C tax form, which I showed you guys earlier in the video. It's that simple. So this is my worksheet that helps me fill out my taxes. So I wanted to give you guys a broader picture, a fuller picture of how I do that as a CPA. Now, there's a ton of other ways to keep track of your books and records, but this is how I do it. I've actually seen an insurance salesman, no joke, who runs a full business, has an actual brick and mortar kind of business, and making $20,000 per month net. $20,000 per month net income. And they don't even use fancy software. All they do is use Excel, and they take care of it that way. So they must contract with somebody to do their payroll or something else. But if you just have a few expenses every month, Excel is a great way to do it, and you can easily do your books and records this way without trying to pay an accountant, unless you really want the advice of an accountant, then by all means seek one out. But in terms of basic bookkeeping, this is an easy way to do it. Just make sure you're keeping track of your expenses separately, your income separately, and lay it all out, on each of these different tabs, and you're going to keep your books and records nice and organized. And for those of you who have never seen it, this is what it looks like behind the scenes in terms of, what I see now under the new Creator Studio app is, so in August, I've made $55 so far, and you guys can see here's my revenue numbers that you're seeing on that spreadsheet. Every once in a while, you'll have a video that does really well. So the video I produced on earning $100,000 per year in dividends has made me over $426 so far. So that's been a real blessing. But most of my YouTube ad revenue is coming from older videos because I have over 150 videos now on this channel, and that's just kind of how YouTube works. So you're gonna have some videos that are a real home run and some that aren't, but you're just learning what your audience wants, and then you try to give them more and more of that. But anyhow, I hope you guys found this information helpful. And like I said, this is a 25,000 subscriber special video, and it's really to say thank you to you, but I just wanted to show you how I keep track of my books and records for YouTube, and just thank you for your support. And of course, Chipper thanks you very much as well, because really, we all know he's the boss.
Affirmative.
All right, guys, we'll leave your questions, your comments, especially if you have questions about accounting or basic business questions. I'm happy to answer them down below, and I'll see you in the comment section. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you drop a like and share this video with others, especially if you have somebody interested in starting their own YouTube channel or just wanting to know a basic way of how to keep track of their books and records in Excel. Our goal and mission here on Money in Life TV is to help you become fiscally fit as we teach finances, investing, taxes, and more on a regular basis. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you do not miss any of our future uploads. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Live life uncaged, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.